Welcome back. Series continues tonight. Crime in New York City surging in the first 3 months of the year. It's not a surprise, of course. Rapes up 16%. Look at that. Robberies up 47%. Felony assault 19%. Burglary up 31%. Grand larceny, people stealing things, are a real big problem in major cities right now. 57% increase in grand larceny. And yes, a Soros-funded district attorney is behind this crime spike as well, at least in the borough of Manhattan. Alvin Bragg took the helm in January. Bragg is the first candidate Soros has reportedly funded for Manhattan DA to the tune of $1 million. And if Soros supports him, that means, of course, prepare for lawlessness, and that's what we're seeing. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani joins us tonight, former United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Sir, thank you for coming on. Good to see you. Let's take a look at Bragg's day one memo that he put out when he first came in. He eventually walked some of this back. He laid out his priorities, saying, quote, "Growing up in Harlem in the 1980s, I saw every side of the criminal justice system from a young age. Before I was 21 years old, I had a gun pointed at me 6 times. In large part because of these experiences, I have dedicated my career to the inextricably linked goals of safety and fairness." And he effectively outlines policies that are the exact opposite of the kinds of policies you and your NYPD implemented to make this city much safer.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the main ones he outlined there was he wasn't going to incarcerate people who did armed robbery as long as they didn't shoot someone. Yeah. Well, he reversed that, but he did allow for armed robberies that didn't involve a lot of money. And I'd say probably he's doubled to tripled the number of people who do not get prosecuted now, which, along with our Cuomo Hochul, she's our new governor, bail law, is responsible for this incredible increase in crime. A third month into Adams' mayoralty, and Adams is trying to be a law and order mayor. Imagine if we didn't have a law and order mayor.
Oh,
I mean, it's crazy.
If you still had de Blasio,
increase in crime is crazy.
If you still had de Blasio with Alvin Bragg, what kind of situation would we be looking at?
100% probably. I mean, he actually, de Blasio had a couple of 100%. He had a 100% increase in shootings 2 years in a row. I mean, these people are close to insane. They think they're going to reduce crime by putting people on the streets, and this is a Soros conspiracy throughout the United States. You know, in the 2022 cycle, he's now with his daughter Andrea. They're funding defund the mayor candidates like Cori Bush and 4 or 5 other new recruits, you know, for the AOC wackos, and they're running on a straight out defund the police program. So when the Democrat Party tells you they're not defund the police, their single biggest fundraiser is funding the defund the police movement. Just like he defunded the get rid of the prosecutors movement in 2016. And he's probably succeeded in about 30 cities. Yeah. And about 12 of those set a record last year for murder.
Let's take a listen real quick to the New York City Police Commissioner.
The criminal justice reform laws that took effect in 2020, I think that is definitely part of the thinking that needs to change. We can keep most of the important elements of the reform, but there are absolutely some things that need to be adjusted.
I mean, she's had enough as well. I mean, anybody with common sense looks at this and it's just mayhem, and they just want to keep perpetuating this. I can't understand what they think they're going to get to that's going to justify this.
Well, what they succeeded in doing last year is setting a record for homicide. For example, in the city of Philadelphia, there were more homicides than ever before in its 260-year history. Same thing was true in 13 other American cities. Yeah. St. Louis, another example. Now, in those cities have heavy black populations. The number of black victims was 75%. So what they succeeded in doing is getting an awful lot of black men killed. And Black Lives Matter, by the way, didn't have a memorial service, a funeral, a piece of writing or a prayer for any of those people who were slaughtered because of Soros's funding. They're not really district attorneys. It would be as if you put a traitor in the district attorney's office.
Explain that, though. I mean, explain how do you implement policies that get all these people killed, and somehow there's nobody cares enough to even ask that question to them. Nobody, they don't need any to validate this.
Rob, you know, I faced it in 1990. 91, 92, 93, 94, the years before I came into office, we were averaging 2,000 murders a year. We had 2 major riots that lasted for 4 days.
Yeah.
We had all kinds of crime. And the people were upset with it. And there were judges then that would let people out. And Ed Koch had started this, and I continued it. And I was not shy about criticizing them. And we kind of changed them a bit. And then I appointed 100 judges. So the whole thing did take about 2 years.
Yeah.
But you have to have a steely determination to do it. You can't be like Adams. You know, like this bail law is literally and figuratively killing us right now.
It is.
People
It
get
is.
arrested, they go right out. That is accounting for those big numbers that you see. Adams knows it's wrong. Hochul's running for election.
He doesn't have the Constitution.
The legislature's running for election.
Yeah.
This is where you use your political leverage for the good of the people, not for your own personal good, not for the good of your political party. And I did this when I was mayor with Mario Cuomo because we were in terrible financial difficulty. You basically go to her and tell her, would you like to be elected? And when she says yes, you're going to need my support because he's more popular than her.
Right.
And tell her, look, this isn't personal. It's all business. You don't get that bail thing done, I'm supporting one of the other candidates. And you're dead.
America's Mayor Rudy Giuliani, sir, thank you so much for taking the time. It's a real problem, and we're seeing it all over the country. Good to see you, sir.
And it's a Democrat problem, 100%.
100%. You're right about that. Thank you, sir.